Well, thank you. Hey, now speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No,
Oh, no. Oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome to Black Devil anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, my...
Tom Hanks walked onto the Saturday Night Live stage, and for a moment, the audience wasn't sure what to expect. Dressed as his old Black Jeopardy character, Doug, a red MAGA hat perched on his head, he settled into his seat, ready to play along. Then came the line that set social media on fire. If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess now. The reaction, explosive. Some fans laughed, calling it sharp comedy. Others, furious. They accused Hanks and SNL of mocking conservative Americans, turning faith into a punchline and fueling political division. The conversation wasn't just about the joke, it was about the larger message behind it.
All of civilization. We'll be fine. We've worked ourselves out of holes many, many times over and over
again. But does that mean you think Trump will put us in a hole?
Well, I'm going to say that we are going to have the most hilarious September, October, and first week of November in a very long, long time. And you people are going to be exhausted.
The actor also poked a little fun at the challenge a teleprompter operator would have working for Mr. Trump.
This is a job I do not want. Position free. Teleprompter operator for Donald Trump. I do not want to take that gig.
For years, SNL has taken shots at politicians, but this moment hit differently. Was Hanks, one of Hollywood's most beloved actors, playing a parody or making a real point? Some conservatives took offense, saying the skit was another example of Hollywood looking down on them. Others argued that SNL wasn't ridiculing churchgoers, but highlighting the way political and religious beliefs have intertwined in America. Hanks himself didn't say much about it afterward, but the internet didn't stop talking. Was he playing the role straight, or was there a layer of satire? Was this just another joke, or was he making a statement? One thing's for sure, people had an opinion, and they weren't shy about sharing it.
I like him as an actor. Joined a tribute for the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live, mocked supporters of Donald Trump, who actually won the election with the majority of the votes, as a racist, or they're all racists, and stupid godbotherers. Have a listen.
Now, speaking of church, can I say something? If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No.
It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome to Black Devil anytime.
Will, what did you make of that?
Bet the house on an 8-year J.D. Vance presidency, Andrew, because the left simply refuses to learn. This is what's been going on since 2016 when Trump came down the escalator, where they think the best way to combat views within the MAGA movement, which is now, by the way, pretty much half of America, they won the popular vote, is just to slander them as ignorant, bigoted, racist. They just refuse to learn, and that's not the way that you win over people as they're learning to their electoral detriment. Bet the house on J.D. Vance for 8 years because they just are not willing to change.
This wasn't the first time Hanks' views on Trump made headlines, and it definitely wouldn't be the last. Because when it comes to the former president, Hanks doesn't hold back. Tom Hanks loves America. There's no doubt about it. He's said it in interviews, speeches, and even in films that reflect his deep admiration for the country. To him, the United States is a place of resilience, progress, and endless opportunity. Even as political tensions rise, he remains firm in his belief that America can withstand anything. But that doesn't mean he's blind to its problems. When Trump took office, Hanks didn't panic, but he also didn't celebrate. He was hopeful that the country's institutions would hold strong, that democracy would keep moving forward no matter who was in charge. Yet, he couldn't ignore the cracks forming under Trump's leadership. He spoke about how American democracy isn't guaranteed. It's something people have to fight for. And with Trump in power, he worried that some of those democratic values could be at risk. Hanks has never been the type to rant or lash out. Instead, he chooses his words carefully. He once mentioned that America has faced bad leadership before and survived. But he also warned that Trump's presidency could leave lasting damage, especially in how people view truth, trust, and government responsibility. His biggest concern? That Trump's leadership style, chaotic, unpredictable, and often self-serving, could make it harder for future leaders to restore faith in the system. He wasn't saying America would fall apart, but he believed Trump's approach would create deep divisions that wouldn't be easy to fix. Even with all his concerns, Hanks never lost faith in the country itself. He saw America as something bigger than any one leader. But he also made it clear, greatness isn't automatic. It has to be protected. When Donald Trump's infamous locker room talk tape surfaced, the backlash was immediate. But Tom Hanks didn't just shake his head and move on. He called it out directly. He didn't hide behind vague statements or diplomatic responses. He made it clear, it's not right. It's not right at all.
The day before, Tom Hanks got candid in an interview with the UK's Press Association while promoting his new movie, Inferno.
I'm offended as a man. I'm not offended as a husband or a father. I'm offended as a guy. That's just not right. I'm sorry. It's not right at work. It's not right in the locker room. It's wrong. Period. The end.
Hanks, known for his everyman persona and strong moral compass, was visibly disturbed. He didn't just find the remarks offensive, he found them unacceptable no matter the context. He rejected the idea that degrading comments about women could be dismissed as just how men talk behind closed doors. To him, that wasn't locker room banter, it was a problem. What made his reaction stand out was how personal it felt. He didn't just speak as a celebrity, but as a husband, a father, and a man who grew up knowing the difference between right and wrong. He said that reducing such talk to boys being boys was an insult to every decent man who had ever been in a locker room. But it wasn't just about Trump, it was about the bigger message. Hanks worried that when public figures excuse or downplay this kind of behavior, it sets a dangerous precedent. It teaches young men that disrespecting women is normal. It signals that power can excuse bad behavior. And to Hanks, that wasn't the kind of world he wanted to live in. He didn't turn it into a political argument. He didn't make it about party lines. He made it about basic human decency. And that's what made his response so powerful.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes.
I'm not like Tom.
Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce.
Tom Hanks doesn't throw insults around lightly. He's not known for fiery political rants or public feuds, but when he called Donald Trump a self-involved gas bag, he meant every word. It wasn't just an offhand remark, it was a blunt summary of how he saw Trump's leadership. This wasn't during an election rally or a heated debate. It came at a time when many Americans were still hoping Trump would deliver on his promise to make America great again. The country was divided, but a significant portion of voters believed Trump would shake up Washington in a good way. Hanks, however, wasn't convinced. His issue wasn't just Trump's policies, it was his entire approach to leadership. Hanks believed that a president should be focused on the people, not on themselves. But time and time again, Trump's actions, tweets, and speeches seemed centered around his own image. Whether it was attacking critics, boasting about crowd sizes, or shifting blame, Hanks saw a pattern. A leader more concerned with personal validation than national unity. He didn't say Trump was the worst president ever. He didn't claim America was doomed, but he did make it clear. Great leadership isn't about ego. It's about service, humility, and bringing people together. And in Hanks's eyes, Trump was more interested in applause than actual progress.
Problems that seem as though they have no solution and seem as though they will never go away. When America has faced those sorts of circumstances and times, we have never turned to a simplistic, self-involved gas bag of a candidate. They are out there. They have been there. I'm a lay historian. I read history for pleasure. And there has always been a Huey Long. There has always been a Wendell Willkie, although he was a pretty good guy. There's always been a Herbert Hoover. There's always been a Senator Joseph McCarthy. There's always been some version of the current nominee of the Republican Party that holds sway.
Hanks's words struck a nerve because they weren't about party politics. They were about character. A leader, he believed, should inspire, not divide. Serve, not boast. And most importantly, lead, not just talk. Tom Hanks has always spoken about America with deep admiration. To him, it's more than just a country, it's a promised land, built on the dreams of those who came before and the hard work of those pushing forward. He has called it resilient, hopeful, and filled with possibility. It's this belief that makes him so passionate, not just about its successes, but about protecting what makes it great. But despite his love for the U.S., he wasn't convinced that Donald Trump was the leader to take it in the right direction. Even before the 2016 election, Hanks had his doubts. He didn't see Trump as someone who embodied the country's highest values: unity, decency, and honesty. And once Trump was in office, those concerns only grew stronger. Hanks worried that Trump's leadership style wasn't just unconventional, but dangerous. He feared that Trump's approach to governing, filled with impulsive decisions, public feuds, and attacks on democratic institutions, could do lasting harm. To Hanks, being president wasn't just about policies or slogans, it was about responsibility, and he didn't see Trump living up to that responsibility.
The other side, what it is, I think, is an arrogance, a vanity. Because if you say, oh, look, the others are just dumb, it makes you seem good, intelligent, and not stupid as a bag of dumbbells for having lost the last election by flogging an absolute moron of a candidate.
Oh, absolutely, Andrew. It's the woke elites at it again. You asked us a couple of weeks on this program, is Hollywood going woke? Well, here's another example for you. It certainly is, and it's been peddled by elitists who still cannot accept the vote. We remember how well it went down when Joe Biden said that Trump supporters are garbage. It went down like a lead balloon, and now you've got an example where they're basically calling Trump supporters uneducated, racist, and divisive. I just think it's appalling. I don't even think that skit was funny to be.
That didn't mean Hanks thought America was doomed. If anything, he believed its people were stronger than any one leader. He saw Americans, regular citizens, not politicians, as the true foundation of the country's success. But he also knew that leadership mattered. Who sits in the Oval Office sets the tone for the nation's future. Hanks didn't expect perfection from any president, but he did expect them to act with integrity. And in his view, Trump wasn't the right person to carry America toward the better future it deserved. Tom Hanks has never been one to stay silent when it comes to America's future. His love for the country is undeniable, but that doesn't mean he ignores its challenges. From calling out Trump's leadership flaws to questioning his impact on democracy, Hanks has made it clear: greatness isn't automatic, it must be protected. Whether you agree or not, his words spark conversation, and that's what democracy is about. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.